welcome to another episode of the Regen show with myself, Brian Barnes. This guy is doing something great in the community. He is giving back in terms of what he knows in mathematics. He is helping young people that are struggling with it, and it inspired me because I realized that this is the kind of guy who does not just go to work and finish and come back and get paid and do what he does. At the moment, I actually asked him to really make time for me. This guy is on holiday right now. He is teaching in China at the moment. So he's leaving in about 2 or 3 weeks. So thank you so much for the time, my brother, between your visits to Cape Town and you still have to go to Kroonstad to your mother. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Regen show.
Great to be here.
Yes. So first of all, tell us, who is Craig Molete?
I've actually been struggling with this question for years. Who am I? No, it's been a struggle, especially between trying to adapt to different situations and becoming somebody. But currently I've realized I'm just a boy from Brain Park that grew up in Brain Park, and a boy that was raised right. I need to give credit where credit is due, I was raised by wonderful parents. Not only that, I was raised by my teachers, I was raised by a community, I was raised by cousins, by aunts, I was raised by the uncle on the corner, I was raised by my neighbor, that's great, basically. Wow. A people's person, I'm somebody that can relate to anybody. If you ask me who I am, I always like to separate what I do in life, my job, from who I am.
Yes.
And I always just like to see myself as somebody that can relate to anybody. That's how I will describe myself.
Yeah.
But with regards to what I do, I'm a maths teacher, as you said. Yeah.
Yes.
That's me, I'm a maths teacher. I don't like to see myself as one. I like to see myself as a mentor. I like to see myself as somebody that gives back. Somebody that wants to help the next person achieve certain things in life.
That's basically what you've been doing.
Yeah, I don't feel like what I have is just mine. The knowledge I have is not mine. I need to give it to the rest of the world. I need to give it to specific people that need it.
I think if most of us have that attitude, the problem that we have anywhere in our country, it would start changing.
Most probably, most likely.
Whether it's in companies, whether it's in government, whether it's in your business, whatever we do, I think the attitude behind the whole thing. So you mentioned something, and I'm going to play that clip after this. You mentioned something that you struggled with mathematics when you were young. What age was it, and what happened?
I was in primary school. I won't lie. I used to hate the subject. Yes.
Like most do at the moment.
Despise the subject, when you come to tears. I remember going in, first I was in Brainville Primary, and my dad moved us to Kroon Primary, which was a school in the suburbs. This is when I changed from being taught in Afrikaans all my school life. But it was a short term of my life. But speaking Afrikaans, our community is Afrikaans, Brain Park. And going to an English school, and now I'm saying, coming from Wiskunde, and I'm saying mathematics. The only way I knew mathematics was Wiskunde was because it was numbers. That's all I knew. But English wasn't my thing. It wasn't. I went from an Afrikaans school to an English school, and I failed that year. This was grade 4. I failed that year. I hated maths, and maths was just one of those things that I hated. Grade 4, I failed that year. Grade 5, we spoke of standards back then, but grade 5, it was bad until I got to grade 7. I'll never forget this teacher, Mrs. Rademacher. Old school. Old school teacher. I think she used to teach in Brain Park as well years ago. Before I knew anything, I think she taught there. And just a method of teaching that made me fall in love with maths. I mean, this is where I went from. And when I speak like disgustingly failing maths, I'm speaking of 4 out of 5, your 2s out of 20. Not 4 out of 5, but 4 out of 20, 2s out of 20. My friends, if they watch this, they can relate. Because there was a couple of friends I was in class with, and we used to talk about it because at least I'm not the only one getting 2. With 3 at least. You can.
That's nice.
So but when I got to grade 7 now, that's when a lot changed. I think I just related to this teacher a lot, and ever since that point, grade 7, grade 8, I was sent to a school in the Northwest.
Mm.
I performed in maths. My parents brought me back to Kronstadt when I was in grade 9. I performed in maths. This is when I knew. I think I was in grade 7 when I used to go to the library and read a book on occupations.
Okay.
And I always used to search for mathematician. I wanted to be a mathematician. This is
Okay.
what I wanted to do, and look at the subjects that I need to have in school.
Yes, yes.
I was in grade 7 when I already knew grade 10 which subjects I'm gonna pick
Perfect.
to become who I
Perfect.
want to become. I always say numbers is my thing.
Yes.
I feel like it has benefits and it has its disadvantages as well.
Yeah.
Because especially with real life, because I'm a maths person, maths has solutions. When it comes to real life problems, I always figure there must be a solution for this. Sometimes you just need to pray. Because not everything has a solution. Like I said, it has its advantages and disadvantages. I think the disadvantages is me trying to always solve something. Because I'm used to solving things.
But then it's part of you. Like I think that's maybe the strong point that you need as a person in maths. Like, there's something that you really
problem
need to
solving.
have. Problem solving. Yeah. I think that's the thing. So it's good to hear that you going in a direction where you want to see yourself and everything. So what's your desire in terms of wherever you are right now and however you see the communities, our young people? What would you like to do from your side? Is there something that you started, some movement, some foundation you would like to have one day to help our young people see themselves the way you saw yourself, or maybe just faster than maybe it took you longer?
Well, I was at our church, and every Saturday I used to give up my time just to help kids with maths. Even at the school I worked at, I would stay after school and help kids with maths. For kids that couldn't afford private tutoring. Like I had my private tutoring thing that I did, but also for people that could afford it. So every Saturday I would give up my time as well and just help them with maths. Help them with maths. It was open for anybody. It doesn't necessarily mean you had to belong to our church. It was open to anybody. When the church started building and renovating, luckily the principal from Westbury High, he offered me a classroom, and I was at Westbury High every Saturday and still giving up my time just to help where I can help. My community, Bram Park, if I was there, I would help kids. I remember my mom's living room looked like a mess, looked like a school one night because we put our chairs there for the kids so that they can come. And I can help them with maths. And this is me not asking a cent from them, because I've always said that this is what I'm blessed with. It's not mine. I'm blessed with it. It's not mine. I need to give it.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow. It reminds me of the part where when Jesus was looking for disciples, he went around and he saw the few guys that we knew, the Mark, Luke, and John and them. And what I like about the part where he said, I see you are catching fish, but I'm going to make you fishers of men. In other words, their titles changed from fishermen to becoming fishers of men. In other words, when you are a fisherman, you do it for yourself. You do it for your children. You do it whether you're going to sell it to a factory, whatever it is, it comes to you. But when you are a fisher of men, in other words, you know that what I'm doing is not for myself. I'm given this opportunity to work for somebody else out there. And that's what I really see in what you're saying. Is there any feedback that you can say you will continue doing it and you will encourage somebody to really think about it if they're sitting out there, they haven't done it yet? Is the kind of feedback in such a way that you really encourage this to continue, even if you're not around anymore?
Most definitely. I spoke to a couple of friends. I was just take this over, man. Do it. Take it over from what I did. But you see, the thing is, I don't want to burden somebody with what I did. So if there's somebody that can come forward and say, you know what, I'll step up and I'll do this for you. Hopefully I was like one of the kids that I was helping can do it for me. You know what I'm saying? And just carry on. Because like I said, nobody asked me to do it, nobody forced me to do it. It was just something that I always wanted to do. Because I was blessed to the fact that in my family, I have an uncle that's a maths teacher, aunt that's a maths teacher. I mean, my mom's siblings, 2 of them are maths teacher, one of my dad's brothers is a maths teacher.
So it runs in
yeah,
the blood.
And from my cousins, they were good at maths. So if I had to struggle with something, those were the first people I would run to. You understand? But most kids don't have that.
That's what I wanted to say.
And that's why I became the uncle and the aunt and the cousin for every other kid that needed that help.
My bro.
You understand?
Wow, that's
So,
powerful.
so I had to become that person because, like I said, I had a specific skill, and I wanted to give back to the skill. I'll tell you one thing that happened. So there's one Saturday at church when I'm doing my tutoring thing. Now I'm broke. I need petrol money. I'm thinking I'm only getting paid on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But hey, do I cancel the lessons? Because it's ringing in my head, I must cancel this lesson because hey, how am I gonna get to this classes on Saturday?
And it's
now?
real. It's like
And it's for free anyway. I'm convincing myself it's for free anyway, so it's not like they paid me. They don't wanna miss anything.
wow. Sure.
But anyway, so I decided, you know what, no, and something hits me. I'm like, no man, these kids are writing exams soon. Others are writing this. I can't disappoint them now. So what does it? I don't have much petrol in my car. I'm staying in Florida. The church is in Newlands. I'm driving slowly, brother. Driving slowly to the church. Help the kids. What's stressing my mind? Yeah, and I'm helping. At the end of the lesson, this one girl comes. She says, "Meneer, my mom wants to speak to you." I go out. The mother's like, you know what? I just want to thank you for helping our kids and do this, and I just have something for you. She puts it in my hand. Right? I open my hand and there's a 200 in my hand.
Wow.
And in my head I'm saying, God, you saw the struggle.
Bro.
I could have canceled this lesson and not get this blessing. And like I said, I was getting paid on Tuesday. I had money for petrol and I had money to buy whatever else. Just by going there and just giving back.
In South Africa, they say that the biggest problem with our education system is mathematics. Not so much science, but mathematics. Science is also a problem, but mathematics. Because mathematics is a core foundation of most of these subjects. Science, you need maths. To do economics, you need maths. To do accounting, you need basic maths. Mathematics is a core foundation of most of these subjects. Now, what's the problem? Perception is a problem. I'm as young as this. I speak to somebody old as you. You tell me, hey, when you come to grade 9, yes, maths is difficult. Now, the mind, like I said, the mind is a very powerful thing, right? This young one is going to grow up with it. So by the time they get to grade 9 and one difficult thing, they give up because you already told them that this is difficult. So they've accepted it. They've accepted it, this is difficult. So the first thing that you need to change, the first thing, if you want to gain success in this subject, ask me. So I'm coming from somebody that knows what it is to get low marks, and that knows what it is to get high marks, and that knows what it is to get average marks. The first thing that you need to do is to change your own perception. I have learners that I teach, that I tutor privately. I went to one time, she said to me, I just want to let you know that maths is one of my worst subjects. I said, stop, Nera. First thing we're going to do is you need to change your perception. Otherwise, I'm going to leave here today and I won't come back. You know, I'm not going to come here, you're going to come tell me. I just want to tell you that maths is one of my difficult subjects. No, if that's your attitude, then don't waste my time, don't waste your time. Let me just go rather now. Just change your attitude first.
I know I can.
The clip that you saw now was at our school and it's been powerful. The feedback was amazing. Sir, I just want to find out. You mentioned something in the clip about the system, about education, about something that you feel should change, but it's out of your hand. But since it's there, how do you work around it? What are your thoughts on that? How can we respond to that as our children in our homes, as parents, with the struggle that is there now, with the rates especially? Something that disturbed me was it came down from 70%, the pass rate, from 70 or 80%.
It was 50%.
You understand?
Came down to 30%.
30%. Why do you think it's important to have the Saturday classes with our young people to at least push them further than the 30% average? What is it going to affect in the future?
You know what? With that, I feel like it's a more personal thing. It's with the student themselves. You know, it's a like I said as well. It's a matter of perception. You need to change your mind. We need to change our minds. We need to speak more positively over certain things. I can't expect to say things like, "Yeah, you'll drape my arm," and expect them to pass.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I know as teachers, as a teacher myself, I know it gets frustrating to sit in a class and teach and work, and the results are just not coming up. You understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
So as much as I'm the teacher in the class, we all teachers. Parents are teachers. I'm a
Yes.
teacher.
Yes.
We the kids are the learners. They need to we need to get to a point where these kids have their minds focused on the goal rather than the long term goal rather than short term goal. We need to focus on short term goals.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm guilty of this myself. I'm not gonna sit there and act holier than thou. I'm guilty of this myself.
Yeah.
Many a times I studied for the test instead of studying for the exam. The test is now, the exam is a few months from now. You understand?
So it's short term.
Now,
You focus on
basically,
the
yeah.
short term. Okay.
So we cram work.
Okay.
And now, what I saw with other education systems is they don't compromise to the child. I must compromise to the education system.
Oh.
If the pass rate is 50, I need to get myself there.
Okay.
The pass rate mustn't come down to accommodate me.
Yes.
That's a mistake.
Yes.
Because if I'm a student, I'm speaking as a learner. I always say to my kids when I'm standing in a class, as much as I'm a teacher, I'm a learner like you. I'm learning. So if you say to me as a student, yeah, you just need 40% to pass. What am I going to aim for in a subject that I don't like? I'm going to aim for exactly 40% in a subject that I don't like. And let's face it, what's the subject that we don't like? It's mathematics.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the pass rate will have to drop each and every time because we don't like the subject.
Yeah.
But my point is, there is no reason to dislike the subject. I'm speaking of somebody that used to hate it to somebody that likes it now. Somebody that's teaching it.
I like it because you come from there.
I come from the 4s out
It's
of
not like you
20s
got
and the
it
2
from-
out of 20s and
Yes,
the
yes,
5s out of 2.
yes.
I come from the
Yes.
20% and the 10%. I know that
That's-
story.
that's powerful. That's
you understand?
testimony.
I know that story. So
powerful.
you can't tell me nothing about you're just Muslim, man. So no, I've heard it
That's
too
the
many
thing.
times.
People think this guy solved mathematics from grade R.
No, brother. I used
It's
to
not
feel.
like that. You see those videos from
we need to fix the situation. I had a lot of fixing that I need to do with myself. But here's the thing. It was a decision.
Wow. Can you hear that?
It was a decision. I came home one day. You can ask my mother. I don't know. She can testify to this. I was in my room and I cried. I came from school. I was in primary school. I said, God, please, please, please. I was in grade 4. I won't forget. Please, please. My second year in grade 4 after I failed the first time. I just want to pass maths. I just want to pass maths. And it only helped me in grade 7 and I started passing maths. Because I decided. Guess where I started doing well in maths? I was in detention. And I had no other option but to do it.
Grade 1.
So the whole time I'm busy with fractions. Remember I came right in grade 7 with Mrs. Rademeier. I
Oh,
was
so
in
from
detention,
4 to...
Yeah, I was in detention in grade 7.
Yo.
My attitude was already negative. Mr.
Yeah.
Rademeier didn't just change it from the
Yeah.
beginning of the school year. No, I was in detention. I remember sitting there and they told me, you must do the maths. Yeah, I'm sitting here with the maths, working on fractions, and the teacher looked at it. It was just one teacher that said, so why are you staying in detention if you do so well in your work? And that's when I realized, at that point, that's when I realized, wow, I actually know what's going on.
So it actually...
And I never look back.
It was actually the words of that person.
That's what kids need.
Yeah.
Just encourage them.
Yeah.
Let them know. No, I remember this one pastor. I remember Julian Klaassen is his name, a guy from Cape Town, and I'm actually very close to still. He once preached and he said something about, you can't freaking say, Jay, you failed and expect the child to be wonderful and clean. Yeah.
Yes.
I said, and I was sitting in church and I was laughing because he is a humorous preacher, but with facts. He says, next time your child comes home, doesn't matter whether she failed at this. He said, Jay, you slim down. You know what I'm saying?
That's nice.
It's
That's
certain
nice.
things that we need to speak
and
into a child's mind.
And it's not like you're denying the negative.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just-
not.
Yes, it's just that
I'm trying to overpower the
It's
negative.
Powerful.
I need
That's
to overpower
great.
the negative.
That's great.
Negative is always gonna arise.
That's great.
Our mistake is grown-ups and as adults is we focus too much on the negative and we forget to let the child realize there is still potential within
Yeah, true.
you. You understand?
Wow.
We need to let them realize there's a lot of potential in you.
What made you was the environment in your house conducive to be able to feel guilty about the way you are and where you are, or can you understand? Because I'm trying to get it at a point where somebody else that doesn't have a nice environment, what can they hold on to, if I can put it like that?
always wanted to become something. You see, when we were in school, we still had fresh competition. We had fresh competition. I'll tell you the difference between what I saw teaching my last couple of years here in South Africa
Okay.
and what I went through as a student. We had fresh competition whereby you don't want to be the guy failing, you know?
Oh, wow.
So it was a question of we competing with marks in class, and I keep on getting low marks.
Yeah.
At home, parents were very supportive. I mean,
Yeah.
my dad is a person that taught me how to study.
Hmm.
I hated failure. I didn't like failing. So for me to be getting low marks the whole time after having failed a year, it was getting to me. I was like, am I gonna go
Sure.
through this again?
Sure.
But like I said, at home, no man. My father was supportive. He was the person that taught me how to open a book and study. He would sit there with me and read over stuff with me, tell me, write down so that you can remember whatever you studied, blah blah.
Wow.
So with that aspect, he supported me, and quite frankly, up until today, I still use my father's method of studying.
That's
I still
amazing.
use my father's method of studying
That's
up until
amazing.
today.
That's like a legacy that he left for you.
No, he did actually. That's
Wow.
something. That's something that money,
Yeah.
money you can never
You
give me
can't-
enough money
Uh-uh.
to overtake that. You know, he gave me that. That's something that brought me through high school.
I wish
brought
my
me
son can
through-
say that one day.
It brought me through university.
Wow.
You know, it brought me through life with regards to academics. I am who I am today because we need to remember these small things because of parents like that. I am who I am today because of my Sabi teacher.
Yes.
You know, my grade 2 teacher, as they say now. I am who I am today because of
Yeah.
my crutch you're from.
Yeah.
You understand?
Sure.
And like I said, I am who I am today
Understand,
because of my
yeah.
community.
You are now teaching in China. Is there a reason why you took that step? What are your plans in terms of what you want, where you see yourself the next 3 to 5 years, or maybe in long term?
You see, the thing is with me teaching in China, I always say that, like I said earlier, I mentioned it, as much as I'm a teacher, I'm also a student. I'm also a learner. So for me to go there and broaden my horizon and learn more things with regards to the subject. I mean, I've gone on specific training and I've learned new things, methods of teaching from different people there from across the world. Because I'm at an international school, so people from that school are from the UK, they're from the States, they're from here. So you learn different things.
Wow.
And where do I see myself a couple of years from now? I probably see myself back in South Africa doing exactly that and giving all of what I've learned back into our school system.
Wow.
I feel like Mets can't be, we're gonna change it, man. I don't care if I do it. It says it's gonna take, if it takes me by myself, it might take me a long time, but if we can get a couple of more people to act this way, we might just fix the situation. We need to change mind first. Before we start teaching 1 + 1, let's change the mind first. Because these kids get influenced by somebody like me that's been in grade 11 before, and I already tell them, yeah, you don't go there. They're graded. He's small, what does he know? So he's already, he's growing up with it. Hey, when I get to grade 11, you know what happened to me? The opposite happened to me. A couple of friends said grade 11 is the most difficult grade. I got to grade 11 and I got full colors academics. I got because I worked in grade 11. Because of that fear.
I also heard that.
Yeah, because of that fear. Now, that's the thing with me. Fear drives me. It doesn't make me back off. It drives me.
That's good.
So instead of fear being a negative thing in my life, it's gonna be a positive thing in my life. I'm gonna make it work for me.
Powerful.
You see, so yeah, a couple of years from now, I do wanna come back and start. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. That's all I know. I always knew I was gonna teach abroad. I didn't know how, but I'm teaching abroad now. So I'm saying, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I am gonna do it. I'm gonna start some maths thing. I know we have a couple like master maths and whatnot. No, I don't want to do it. I want to start an institution where we fix this perception thing. I want to start an institution maths driven, where we help the kid that thinks I cannot make it anymore.
That's powerful. I like your view.
That's it. I always say to people that I need to take myself off from that ons is brass and be me. And this is me. Me is a giver. Me is somebody that wants to help. Me is somebody that wants to see change. Me is somebody that wants to see their child. I don't need the recognition. I don't need you to say, that was my son one day. I just need to see you making it.
Young people ask me in class nowadays, whenever I come after a maths teacher, they will be like, so why do we need maths? Why do we struggle with it like that and so on? And I think what you're saying about change this perception, you know, work on the mindset, you understand? Something that I also want to ask you is, was it easy, the whole move? What did you have to sacrifice to get that side? Just for somebody that looks at you right now and say, hey, I also want to teach in China because I also want to drive a Golf 7. That guy looks good and everything. Just tell us about the reality.
The reality is you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice friends. You're sacrificing your comfort zone for a place that you don't know where you're going. You're sacrificing family. You're sacrificing your students and whatever you had here, the comfortable life that you have. It wasn't easy. And when I got there, I had to adapt. It wasn't the first couple of weeks wasn't easy.
Sure.
The first couple of months wasn't easy. I mean, education system a bit different, need to adapt. Learners a bit different, need to adapt to them. You know, school a bit different. So first of all, I need to adapt to the place that I'm working in. Secondly, I need to adapt to the environment, because now this is a whole different country. It doesn't work like us. I laugh with my one friend and say, Craig, what we need to understand is when we come to this country, forget everything that you liked back home.
Wow.
You need to come like new things here. Forget everything that you like back home.
That will help a lot.
Just forget it. Make sure it's out of your mind. Forget it and come like other things. So and when I got there, like I said, it wasn't the easiest of journeys. No, it wasn't. But I remember going to my room and saying, like I always say to people, we might believe different things, but I do believe that I got this job because God ordained it for me. I do believe that where I am today is because of God, because I believe in God. I'm surrounded by a lot of people that do not believe in that, right? Where I am, where I'm working, and where I'm staying now. There's a lot of people that don't believe in it. I believe in it.
Yes.
And what's happening is I felt that He gave me this job. I prayed for it. He opened doors for me. So one day I went home, I went on my knees and said, you know what, God, Father, I know you opened this door for me. You brought me this far. If it's not meant for me, take me back. But if it is you that brought me here, please assist me in becoming a success in this foreign country.
Hey bro, I as a movie writer myself, I picture you on your knees in your room at this age, in a glimpse of grade 4 in your room crying, why am I struggling? My bro, this is so inspirational. This is so powerful.
And then
sure.
I had a lady, she was second in charge, and she used to assist me. I used to go sit in a classroom. She used to say, you can come sit in my classroom and see, and she would help me with resources and what, and it wasn't long and I've adapted. The end of the school year ended and I got letters from a couple of students saying, I wish you are my teacher next year. And that's when I knew God fixed it.
And this was like your first year?
Yeah. I always say that. Let me not take credit for what I've become. We need to give credit where credit is due. Who I am as a person, what I've achieved as a person. Every certificate. If I can just get all those certificates and my degree and whatever trophy and all these praises that people sing to me and just send it up to who it actually belongs to, because it does not belong to me. I can't give credit to that. Like the knowledge I have does not belong to me. So does all these rewards and all these letters and all these thank yous. No, it's not.
I told him while we were talking, I remember I told you, the word ministry is adapted by the church and it seems like it's a church word, but it's basically serving. It means serving, and that's basically your ministry. Young people, that's what I'm trying to get at every time I teach young people. Don't just think within the four walls of the church and stay there. God is using this guy because He feels that, because it's his passion, and not just because he wants to make money as a teacher and go overseas and take selfies there by over Tambo, but it's because of purpose, it's because of passion, you understand? And a lot of people benefit from it. Some of those young people will go back to UK and something will be started there that you've planted in them, and you won't hear it now, you won't see it now, but in the next generation your name might come up somewhere.
Might be.
What I just want to say is, when you said many people believe different things and you believe that God gave you this opportunity to do all this. I like what somebody said. He said we can argue about the Bible, we can argue about, we can debate on a lot of things in the Bible, but there's one thing that you can't challenge me on, is what God did for me.
Yeah, exactly. That's a personal thing. I don't
That's-
care what you say.
Yes.
That's true. I
Nobody
don't
can
care
come and
what
say, but you
say.
can't feel like that.
Yeah.
No, you can't. No.
Yeah.
We can argue about, was Adam alive or not? Was the ark, was he there or not? But what God has done for me, you know that. And I really want to applaud you for that, my brother. May God really continue to bless you and your attitude and everything. Stay humble. And
Thank you,
God will
bro.
elevate you. I really mean it. And let's stay connected. I'm looking forward to that
course.
time when you come and start your institution.
Yeah, it's
I
a
want to
must.
be
It's
part
a
of
must.
it in any way that
It's
I
a
can.
must.
I really want to be part of it because I want to play this episode on big screen to the students. God bless you,
Good.
sir. Thank you,
me, bro,
Bless
man.
you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Wow.
The race is not against anybody else besides you. You know, who you were yesterday becomes who you don't want to be anymore, but it encourages who you want to become. That's what I always say. My race is against myself. The old me is a picture of where I want to go. Instead of looking down on ourselves or comparing ourselves to other people, don't do that. I feel like the first time when I started achieving stuff is when I had to start being me, for me, and not for anybody else. Start doing things for yourself and not to impress the next person. I was telling Brian earlier, I was like, you know what, the first car I drove was a messed up Toyota where my friends were driving nice dropped cars with lovely wheels on it, and I'm driving around with a car with a bumper that's skew. Even though you felt a bit weird about it, it's more of, I have transport. I can go left to right. Today we're not driving it anymore because we grew out of it. The first time you're gonna realize that you need to achieve something and you will achieve it and it's gonna be worth it is when you realize you're doing it for you and not for anybody else. Whatever you wanna become, do it for yourself, but always keep one thing in mind. Whatever you become, the success you become, always give back to somebody that might want to hear your story, somebody that might need you, somebody that just needs you to give them that go ahead and say, you got this. It doesn't take much to help somebody.